Hello, everybody. My name is TJ Roth. My topic today for my persuasive speech is why college athletes should get paid. Um, First of all, my first article I read, there was a survey uh, from CNBC. Abigail Hess was the writer. 2,501 college students were surveyed, and 53% were in favor of paying college athletes. Um, One of the big things in this discussion that comes up is, well, they're already getting paid. They're getting these scholarships to go play at these schools. But I think they should be getting more out of it because they're putting in more than 40 hours a week, a typical work schedule. Like Bernie Sanders said in an interview with CNBC, they're workers. They put in too much work and time to this craft that they're not getting enough out of it. So I think that they should get more than that education and, well, a free education for some of them. Um, they should get money on top of that um, because these organizations like the NCAA are making so much money off of them. They're not seeing a penny of it. Like in a Forbes article from Mark Edelman, the NCAA claims that these uh, players are student athletes, yet they schedule tournaments like the March Madness, where these players are missing 6 days of class for some, uh, and the NCAA is making them miss these classes, but the NCAA is still revenuing off of them. So it just doesn't make much sense that they can call them student athletes if they're not viewing that education as a priority, even though they say they are, but then still making money off of them and not giving them any of that money when they're missing that class. Also, these institutions, these schools are regulating what their players can do out of season, like what they can do on social media, whether they can participate in other activities, and so on and so forth. So they're putting in, they're being regulated all the time, and they should be seeing some sort of compensation for that. Back to making money, still from the Forbes article, they stated that the NCAA had an $11 billion revenue in 1 year, which is larger than the NHL and NBA. And University of Alabama individually had a $143 million revenue, which is larger than all 31 NHL teams and 25 of the 30 NBA teams. So the fact that they can't pay some of the players, even their top players, is a little absurd to me. Other arguments against not paying athletes is that it would create tension within a locker room between players. I don't see this happening. I think it should be viewed as competition. That because one player is getting paid more and another player is not getting paid at all, that player that's not getting paid should be driven to work hard enough, to get that pay. And then if one pay, all should get paid. And yes, I would say that if it's fair, but it's the same as if one's getting a walk on and one's getting a full ride, you have to play within some type of limits because they're not going to be able to pay everybody. And tuition could increase to give budget to athletics. Yes, I could see that happening. But I don't think it should affect the general population if they're already making money on the athletic end. It should only be going to what they're making off of it, and the players have to see that cut of that profit that these institutions are getting. Some reasons that players have accepted money before, AJ Green and Terrell Pryor were players that played under NCAA rule a few years back, and they both accepted money. These players had trouble making ends meet at home. They came from poor backgrounds. So I think paying these players before they get to the pros would allow some families to get some sort of relief and pull some of these families out of poverty. This was from Brendan Thomas at Bleacher Report about these two players. I just think that being able to pay them before they get to the pros and making sure that they're taking care of their families back home is very important. And then Vitana at .org also listed that relief for families is very important pro to paying these players. And then another thing I wanted to mention was some of these players are risking it going into college athletics before they're already almost guaranteed a spot in pros. If you look at Zion Williamson, who was the #1 pick in the 2019 NBA draft, he got hurt at a point in the season where he broke his shoe and hurt his knee. And when it happened, there was speculation that he wouldn't be able to play again. And this guy was supposed to be, I mean, almost like the equivalent of the next LeBron James in the league. Some speculated. And when he's not getting any money to go play at Duke is where he went. I just think it's crazy that if his career would have ended right there, that he would have never seen a penny, and he should be making, $20 million a year. It's just absurd to me. So that's all I have. Thank you.